on?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. You ready to start this interview?
I'm ready.
All right, something cool here is with Ripper Owens. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Doing real good, man. I really enjoyed that new album you did with that KK's Priest.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to get it out there finally at some point.
That's what I'm asking, man. When's it gonna finally gonna get out there?
October 1st it comes out. October 1st. So it's been delayed a little bit. So comes out October 1st.
Awesome, man. You got to be excited to finally get it out there.
I am excited. Yeah, I mean we keep releasing these songs over, I think we might get the whole album released before it's actually released. So we got 4 songs out now. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I think that the big issue was just the demand and it should have been out already, but I'm certain it got delayed because we just couldn't get enough product in time to get it out. You got to realize right now in America, people don't want to work. So trying to and it's honest to God. The 3 Trimmers, it's going to take about 9 months or some ungodly time to get the vinyl made. So I think that's what's happened. We didn't have realize actually all these people were going to be buying this much vinyl in the first place. And it's hard to get things get made. You got to really, it's a big different time right now.
Strange times for sure, man. Who would have thought it would have been like this,
I guess I should probably get a job in a vinyl factory because then I could start, getting some things done.
Now, on the writing process of this, I know KK did the writing on there, but were you able to tweak any of the lyrics or anything like that to make it your own? Or
I was able to do some. Ken and I get along so well, and it's great. But I got to be honest. First off, I understood this was his baby because he's never done anything. Ken's never. He's played a solo here and there, but he's not a person that's made a solo record or ventured. He's been in Judas Priest since 1970 or whatever hell it's been. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, and I heard it and I loved it. The good thing is that he wrote the record for me to sing. He wrote me as the vocalist. But I was able to change some things in the studio. He gave me the freedom to do whatever I wanted, really. But it was really great stuff, and the vocal guides that were put down, AJ, the other guitarist, put the vocal guides down, and man, he could sing. I was like, holy shit, man. You got this young guy singing it, handing it off to the old man, and I'm thinking, holy crap, this is good.
Right. That's awesome, man. Now, as far as KK's Priest goes to Judas Priest, would you kind of say something along the lines of like how there's Great White and there's Jack Russell's Great White?
No, because this, I think in the name it's obvious. It's not called Judas Priest. I think if we would have listen, first of all, we wouldn't want to open that can up anyways. But this isn't another Judas Priest. It's cake. I know it's the name Priest is in the world, but I'm certain there was a band in the past. There actually was other things called Priest. I'm sure with Black Sabbath there was probably something called Sabbath and something called Black, and this is another band. It's not Judas Priest. Obviously we're going to be playing Judas Priest songs because KK wrote them, but it's its own band and it's its own thing. That's probably why we released the record right away. That's probably why before we've even toured, we're releasing a record and talking about a record. I don't know if the Great Whites and all those bands always put out other records, but that's our main thing is to tour on this record.
Now, when's touring going to start for you?
Whenever we're allowed to. The problem is it's a bigger thing. Right now it's harder to do stuff because of COVID and restrictions and trying to even figure out if you could do it. I'm going to do a 3 Trimmers tour in America in November. We're going to do an American tour in November of 3 Trimmers. But KK's Priest is bigger. It's a bigger thing. It's got to be bigger venues. We're not going to go on small stages or small venues. So I think we're going to go. Obviously, it's not going to be till 2022. So hopefully we'll be able to tour then, get on with some big acts, do some big tours, and get out there.
Now, have you guys ever rehearsed or anything like that together, or just recorded by yourselves, or how?
Well, we did one show that kind of got this going. We did one with in 2019 in November with David Ellefson. David Ellefson was playing KK's venue. He asked KK if he'd come up and jam, and then somebody said, you should get Ripper to come into town. So I flew out to England. Les Binks was on drums, and we did a show. We played stuff off Jugulator and Demolition. We played songs. We played Before the Dawn, which KK said he's never played in his life, besides in the studio. So, we did that, but we haven't done anything yet. We got together about 2 months ago. We were able to get together in England and shoot some videos with Raise Your Fists and Brothers of the Road. But yeah, we're ready, man. We're ready to get together and start getting this thing going.
Now everyone's talking about with Kiss's final tour, how they're hoping that Ace and Peter jump on the road. What I'm hoping for is that you and KK might be able to jump on a few shows for the 50th anniversary. Is that something that might happen?
I think it'd be awesome. I think the reason why KK made this record was because he was told he wasn't allowed to do the 50th anniversary tour. Listen, definitely with KK, I got to tell you, if Ken called me today and said, hey, Tim, I'm putting this on hold, I'm going to jam on the 50th anniversary Priest tour, I would be so excited for him to go do it. And as a fan, that it should happen. I don't see why Ken and I wouldn't be on some of the 50th anniversary tours. I mean, I spent 8-9 years with Judas Priest. I don't really know, it's up to that point, that was a pretty big period, but it would be great. It would be exciting, especially for Ken to do it. But probably not going to happen. Just think about if Judas Priest said, let's get Ripper and KK and Les Binks and even bring Al Atkins out to sing Never Satisfied. And it'd be pretty cool experience, but KK definitely should be doing it.
Oh, 100%, man. I totally feel that. I mean, even if you're not part of the whole show, I mean, like Warner did it when they brought everyone else out, they brought them out for a show or two. You know what I mean? I would definitely should at least get you guys out there for something.
Bring it out for a show or two, or even if you're, in some market and you have, I sing 2 songs for my records, Rob and I sing one together. I mean, I spent, 2 studio records, 2 live records, and a DVD. That's not, that's pretty good stuff. But the whole thing is, it's not about me as much as for myself, about Ken. I think Ken should be out there with no doubt.
No, don't be so humble, man. I mean, you did some amazing stuff with your work with Priest. I mean, why is that so hard to get a hold of any of that?
Yeah, you think about me. Judas Priest was together for about 20 years or so, 74, 84, 94. 20. Well, they were actually 74, 84. They were not even together 20 years when I joined it. Because remember, they broke up in 92 or something?
Right.
So that 74, 84, they were together about 18 years. And I was in the band for about 9 years. So it's kind of funny to even think that, you know what I mean? It's a strange thing. But yeah, I think I had a big part of it. I mean, Jugulator and Demolition are fantastic records. Another, for a Judas Priest fan or a fan of myself, it's like finding a hidden treasure, isn't it, to go find one of those records? So it's kind of like, if listen, I love watching the internet. I just saw one go for like $700 the vinyl the other day, and I was watching it sell, and I thought, I wish it was mine. And I said, I told the person who sold it, send that to me, and I'll autograph it for him.
Oh, that's awesome, man, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, if it was a great time, and but listen, it's about today now. I mean, that's what's great about KK's Priest is I think that's why KK's so much into just pushing this record and not pushing his everything else. He's like, man, this record kicks ass, and I want to get it out.
I mean, I loved everything I heard so far. I can't wait to hear the rest of the tracks. That's for sure.
It's great. A little bit of everything. It's got some more epic songs. the last track is my favorite, The Return of the Sentinel. And it's just a big epic kind of ending song. And it's got some great stuff.
I mean, I just sometimes with the music industry, it's just hard to.
I've lost you.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
There you are.
Comes back.
There we go. He was just back.
Well,
anybody? Is he gone?
I don't know. I mean, he's frozen and he's there, but hello? I'm seeing you move again.
Are you talking to me or are you talking about Ripper?
No, I was talking to you.
There he is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you completely disappeared there. That's why I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah. What was that question again?
I was saying how, I mean, there's relationships obviously in bands where people are friends and stuff like that, but it's always comes down to that it's a business. I mean, that was proven with the passing of members of ZZ Top and Rolling Stones for them to keep on. They're still doing shows without missing a beat.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. It is a business. I think it's a business, but it's also a family. I mean, how many families, still do the exact same Christmases together 30 years later, I mean, or right. Thanksgivings or whatever. I mean, it's a business and a family, and you do whatever. But there's bands that'll continue on, like you said. I mean, I watch bands walk off stage and all get into separate cars and drive away. I mean, you show up, you do your gig, and then you walk off and do your thing. It's like going to work. How many people go to work and then hang out with their people they work with all the time? I mean, some people do, don't get me wrong, but most of the time they go to work and they come home and go, God, I hate that guy. It's like, I hear it all the time. I hear people come back from work and it's about the person. Oh my God, that's, or me coming back saying, oh my God, that guitar player I just had so-and-so. That's how it is. It's work. But with Judas Priest, man, those bands have been around like that forever. It's a family as well. You start off as a family and then you start, disagreeing on things. And that's how it works.
Now, you played some shows, man. How has it been being out on the road again?
It's been great. I mean, I've enjoyed it, and the crowds are good, and some places you go that it's people act like COVID's not around, and some places you go they act like it is. I mean, I remember walking into Detroit, and they just lifted the mandate. This was pre-vaccinations too. And they just lifted the mandate. They just opened. They weren't even allowed to play there. And I played this place. It was packed and there wasn't a mask in sight. And I'm like, man, so listen, it's everybody just wants to get out there, right? I mean, they want to live a little bit, even though it might kill them. They want to live a little bit. So it's kind of, we've been cooped up. Let's get out. I mean, look at college football and Obama's birthday party. I mean, there's a lot of people wanting to get together and hang out. So, I mean, let's do it.
I mean, it's just got to be frustrating with everything changing every day. I mean, it's wear a mask.
It is frustrating with that.
Wear a mask.
But then if you say anything about it changing every day, then people are like, oh, you're anti-science because you bring up that it's changing. I'm like, no, it just changes every day. I mean, I guarantee you the same people that are all right. I mean, I understand why it's changing every day. We're dealing with something that we don't know what we're dealing with. Okay. My girlfriend's a paramedic and my good friend's a doctor. I understand everything that goes on, but these same people that get mad at people, if you went to a car and got your car fixed and they said it's going to be $95 and then they called you and said it's going to be $150 and you're like, okay. And then you pick it up and they go, that's $2,000 you owe me. And you're like, what? And you're like, well, we found things along the way that changed. And now it's 2,000. Would those people be like, okay, I understand. You're a mechanic and things change? No, they would be pissed off because it's changing. I think it's the way we're told. We're told that this will work, and then it doesn't. But instead of saying this might work, that's the issue. There was the vaccines might work, or they might. No, when you got a vaccine originally, it was 100%. This was going to clear everything up. I think it's the way it's worded. I understand things change, and I got vaccinated. I wear masks when I had to, just because I want to go back to work. I want to tour. So, I got COVID last year. I got COVID. I get more of a I get more effects from Mexican food than I did from getting COVID, but I got COVID. I believe it's there. It doesn't hurt me to wear a mask into a supermarket, but it's just things change, and it's what we're told, and it's crazy what's being said. So nobody knows what's going on, and right now we just want to get some kind of normalcy, because we do see no masks being worn when it's all right to riot and loot and protest, or go to birthday parties, or go to an NBA game or an NFL game or a college football game. Of course, I guess college football games, it isn't okay. But now all of a sudden they're mad at that. We don't know what the rules are. One concert, it's okay. One concert, it's not okay. I mean, listen, I am like I said, vaccinated, and I call myself a super spreader, because of us vaccinated people are running around town like, yeah, we're vaccinated, spreading this shit all over the place, So it's like, look at me go. I'm the king. I probably killed more people last week than Charles Manson did. So I'm like, this is, but I believe, listen, I get to say all this because I am vaccinated. I do wear a mask, and I believe the COVID stuff, but I'm also not stupid to say that vaccinated people are spreading this shit all over the place. I think people should get vaccinated. I think especially if you're older or you're unhealthy or you have underlying conditions, you should get vaccinated. I want the world to go back normal. I want to tour, I want to be able to go to the store now and find something on the shelf. I mean, the shelves are empty.
Right.
I go to my grocery store, they're fucking empty, man. I mean, it's like, I took a couple special needs kids to my daughter's girlfriend's special needs and her boyfriend who come from Florida. I took them to go eat at Sonic. We drive up to Sonic, and we park to eat there, and we go to order food, and there's a sign that says drive through only, because we can't get people to work here.
Right.
And the part of the restaurant is you drive up and you order your food. It takes 2 people to walk the cars. That's, it's really a crazy world, but people are all right with that. It's funny because you could still be pro-vaccine, believe in COVID, pro-mask, but if you say Fauci changes his mind, you get death threats. That's the way the world is now. Oh, you're anti-science. No, I understand why he changes his mind, but the fucker changes his mind. Okay. I mean, 1 mask, 2 masks, 3 masks, 8. I mean, what do we get now? Fucking 10 vaccines to make it work. I mean, I get it. Why we don't know what we're dealing with. 10 years from now, we're still going to be learning what we're dealing with. Pretty soon, like I said, we're going to have a flashing light coming out of our asshole to say that we've been vaccinated and probed and, blood samples to go get a Big Mac.
I just find it funny that kids 12 and under, they're not allowed to go to the concerts because they can't get a vaccine, but they're allowed to go to school and be around every one of those little germy bastards.
Well, and now they all have to wear masks again. And again, listen, kids are getting it now. It's been happening at our school. Our school started with no masks, and right away it spread. I mean, they have, 3% chance of getting the flu in the schools, but it was always fine, and I get it. Again, I say we do anything we can now to fix things, but I think everybody's so confused. When you come out of the gate when the doctor tells people out of the gate masks don't work, and then a month later he says everybody wear masks. I mean, that's the issues we have, isn't it? like him or not, stand left, right, middle. This isn't about politics. I mean, that's the other thing. If you don't like Fauci, that means you're a Republican. If you wear a mask and believe in vaccines, that means you're a Democrat. I've got everybody fucking fucked up because I wear masks and got vaccinated, and I don't like Fauci. So now people are. But you know what's great about this? I got to tell you something, buddy. You know what's great? I came out with this post and said that Fauci changed his mind, and I'm a vaccinated person. I wear masks. Not one person attacked me for being vaccinated and wearing a mask. Nobody got mad at me for that. I got death threats. For saying Fauci changes his mind, changes what he says. People sent me, and I'm like, and again, like I told you, I understand why he changes his mind. It's science. We don't understand it. I mean, everybody's fine with that. I guess science doesn't work if you're 2 years old and your mom tells you you're not a boy anymore. Then science isn't science anymore, is it? But it's okay. I get it. It's science. I get why he has to change things. But don't tell us. Don't come out and tell everybody masks don't work and you don't have to wear a mask. I mean, figure out to say things, be a little more truthful. I think that's the issue. That's why everybody's confused. But it's not about politics. It's about, everybody dies the same. Everybody gets it the same. So people need to stop bringing politics in it, because like I said, even though I am vaccinated and wear a mask, if I say the wrong thing, then I'm still an asshole, even though I tell people they should get vaccinated and wear masks. But I don't get any threats from, for wearing one and being vaccinated. Nobody messages me and says, I hope you die, you stupid dumbass. But since I think Fauci changes his mind, or like one person said, they hope my kids get COVID.
Jesus Christ.
Because he changed his mind, because he changes what he says. I mean, that's like I guess if I tell someone, oh, I just ate that turd on the ground over there, it tastes delicious, and then they eat it and they go, this tastes like shit. I'd be like, yeah, but 15 minutes ago, that turd tasted fantastic. Okay. That shit was good 15 minutes ago. It changes. Crazy.
Now, for someone like you who does quite a bit of touring, when the lockdown happened, you weren't able to tour and make any money as a musician. Did you ever think about finding a different career or doing something else?
I thought I had gonna have to go get some kind of regular job, and I'll do anything. I'll dig ditches if I have to. I was lucky that I was able to do some recording. I made a couple records. I did the Three Tremors record. I do a lot of recording for musicians all over the place, all over the world. I'll do one song, two songs, and it's pretty awesome. I did a record with a band, heavy metal, like a prog heavy metal band called Pyramid. And then I ended up doing enough music for a second record with them. I did a lot of recording, so I've been lucky with that. I did a project, the Leviathan project I did. It was ended up being a pretty good year for me. And I got lucky this year that I was able to change up, and I'm used to touring. I tour. I make my money touring. That's what I do.
Now, earlier you mentioned Elson jumped on stage with you. Have you ever considered doing a project with him? I mean, he's available.
Well, I mean, David and I are friends. We've always been friends. If David called and said, let's do something. I mean, the thing is, I got so much going on right now. But yeah, I mean, David, we'll probably do something. If we've done stuff in the past, we'll probably do something in the future. We've always jammed together and stuff like that. So we probably would. Who knows?
Now, you have such great vocals and such great skills, the way you can just lay out everything. Do you ever think about going into a different genre of music and trying maybe a country or something like that?
Well, I think the issue with me is I'm in my 50s. I think, listen, country would be easy. At least I could take a break, man. That's easy stuff to sing. My daughter would probably like it if I did that. But I don't think I'd ever do it. I I don't. I just think heavy, I like, why I like singing heavy metal and different types of metal. I mean, I did the A New Revenge record, which was kind of straightforward, hard rock kind of record, or rockin' record. I get to do hard rock and heavy metal and sing in all my different voices, whether it's like Sepultura, Pantera to, a Chris Cornell kind of a voice or whatever. My voice just sounds different, changes. I can sing however I want to sing, and that's what's great about. I always say, being the kind of singer I am, I get to sing in characters. I could sing, and this Pyramid record really showed it. There's parts where it reminds me of like I've had this channeling of David Bowie because the music fits it. It's got heavy ass singing, like super heavy. So all of a sudden it's just low and kind of like, you done. It's really kick ass stuff. I mean, but that, I think I don't really foresee me ever doing anything else but hard rock and heavy metal.
Do you ever worry there might be a time where you can't hit those high notes?
Every day. Every day I think about it. Listen, my voice is nothing like it was 20 years ago. That's the funniest thing. I mean, it's already fried now. I've been in the studio all day. This is my 4th interview. I was in the studio all morning, right up until I got on my interview. So I've done, and talking's the worst for it. And my voice is nothing compared to what it was 20 years ago, but I'm a better singer than I was 20 years ago or 30 years ago, because it brings out more characters. There's more rasp to it. There's more feel, but it's worrisome that you got to worry about getting on stage and doing it every night. That's the biggest part, a lot more. And I've always worried about it, but yeah, I think I'll always have the high notes, and I think they'll probably come back again. Look at Rob. I mean, he seemed to have lost it years ago. He wasn't singing as well. There's certain parts with our style. That's what happens. But right now he's singing amazing again. Last, record he did, and probably the last 10 years, at least 5 years, but probably the last 10 years, he's been sounding fantastic again. He just, sometimes singers just lose it. There's nothing. I tell you what, I need to rest. That was the one thing I thought when COVID hit, was I am going to be able to stop touring, probably do some recording, but be able to rest. I need to spend a month without talking, or, just a month. They always tell you got to shut I've had the vocal strain for quite a while, but I don't stop because I got to pay the bills. I mean, listen, DoorDash with Ripper Owens delivering your food wouldn't be a good career move. I mean, could you imagine me delivering Uber Eats and someone's waiting at the doors to get my autograph or something? Be like, and they'd be like, man, Ripper's come a long way. He's delivering my Taco Bell. And, but I need to slow down and take some time off my voice and just not talk. But I don't have time to do it.
Well, definitely not, man. I mean, you're involved in so many projects, from KK's Priest to solo stuff, Three Tremors, Dio Disciples, just to name a handful of it,
Yeah, I sing. I got a record I'm doing right now. This band called Held Hostage, just kind of a rock and roll record. So much stuff I've done, and I need to put the list down of the albums I've done. I can't remember the name of. I did it with a friend of mine, Tim. I did it in Los Angeles. I did 6 or 7 songs there, like a hard rock record, DOS kind of stuff. I can't remember the name of Tim's band, but fantastic fella, bass player. I got to look it up. I don't even remember some of the stuff I've done. I just work at it. I mean, I'm pretty blessed. I'll tell you what, I had, again, like I said, I had as good a year last year as I've had. And I didn't tour. So, I mean, I don't know how it happened, but I got lucky, but I worked my ass off to do it.
Out of all your projects, is there one that you have a favorite of? Is there like something that you couldn't do anymore? You only had to pick one band. Would you be able to do that?
Well, I'd love to do one band, but this is almost nobody can do that nowadays unless you're Iron Maiden. But Steve Harris even goes out and does, British Lion, but he doesn't have to. I mean, he's a millionaire, but if I was able to pick one, well, right now I would hope that it would be KK's Priest, that I would. But I mean, if I had to pick one from my history, if I could do one band, I would probably wish that it could have been Beyond Fear. But it's just the problem is financially to go out and do these things with one band is impossible. And KK's Priest, even once we get up and rolling and get out there touring and rock and rolling, I'm still going to have to do other stuff. That's first of all, I set the bar a lot higher. I mean, I made a lot less money when I was in Judas Priest. That was the mid 90s than I do now. But the bar was lower. I didn't have to make as much. Then you get older, your kids get older, your bills get higher, and you just, you live to your means, and then you go, shit, what have I done now? Now I gotta sing like 3 things this week.
Now, I understand you got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to let you go, but people are watching this. They want to follow up. They want to know more about tour dates or anything like that. Is there like a one-stop shop, or they got to go everywhere?
Well, you can always go to my website, but big places like my Instagram or Twitter or Facebook page, and that's always just Tim Ripper Owens Official. Kind of that's pretty much it. You probably can get all links on my website, timripperowens.com. But KK's Priest, you can get all that information. But it's my website and my, like I said, Instagram, Facebook page, and Twitter. I'm always showing what my merch is and where I'm touring at, what shows. I got a show coming up in a couple weeks in Syracuse area, and then I got a show a couple weeks after that in Texas. But you can get all that information on there and figure out what's going on in merch or whatever the hell you want, or you could just get on Twitter and call me names.
Give me a death threat, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking with me, and I can't wait to hear that album and see what's next coming from you.
You got it, buddy. We'll talk to you again whenever you want. Just give me a shout.
All right, man. Definitely. Take care.
All right. Thanks. Bye.